You see the walls there, ladies and gentlemen? For those unfamiliar, this is where they shot that. This is where they shot that famous scene in I, Daniel Blake, where Daniel Blake, feeling completely defeated, decided to spray paint I, Daniel Blake, have been waiting for a JCP payment and to stop these bloody ringtones or something like that. Because right now, ladies and gentlemen, I wonder if this is what that actor must have felt like in that movie, because I'm going to go through the story, basically exactly what happened. This is my 8th day now where I've had to leave work early, because what's happened is that this time there was a power failure at work. It's not turning out to be the most, reliable of months July is, and they say bad things happen in threes, but this feels like just straight up a bad omen in every way, shape or form. I mean, look, there's another one right there. Can you see it? Capitalists killing our culture. And how ironic it is that it's on the other side of the street, exactly where they shot that scene from I, Daniel Blake. You know what I feel like this is like, ladies and gentlemen? I'll tell you exactly what this is like. You know what? It's the height of the summer. I should be busy, I should be vibrant, I should be happy, I should be exuberated. But at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, I don't feel like any of those things right now, because I'm happy when I'm actually working. You know what? I'm a working class man. I work, and if I don't work, then I've got to find a way to get some work as quickly as I can. People like me don't survive, all that long unless they find some work to do. Not work necessarily for the sake of it, but work of which, a man can actually enjoy the benefit. And I did my hair all nice as well for today, and just to make a good impression. Now I'm sat here beside a brick wall. This is like what it's like, ladies and gentlemen. You've got your back against a brick wall, and all around you can see it seems like, you remember what I said before about sometimes a question has the answer inside it, and everywhere you look there just seems to be more and more of this. I mean, I'm not going to show you right now, but some artistic sort of poet has put that famous Lamino S shape. This great video Lamino's done by this universal S sort of logo. It kind of looks like the logo for Suzuki cars. And right beside it, some more artistic man has decided to do a series of scribbles on the wall, all of boobs, but then they have a kind of like a nose design underneath it. So it kind of makes it look like a face. I don't think anybody's been in that building for at least 6 years, because I know that building. There used to be like a comic book store on one of the floors. But now it just looks like a place where people can put their messages on. I know this seems like a very bizarre sort of video to make, but to be honest, I honestly, the only other time I've ever really felt like this, ladies and gentlemen, is when I was, when I went for that job interview with the Royal Mail at Christmas time back in 2019. It was like the beginning of November, and they told me is that because of the way their website's run, it said 01, so you would immediately sort of assume it meant 1 in the morning, when actually what it meant was 1 in the afternoon. They didn't have AM or PM beside it, and I can remember I was sitting on the Millennium Bridge, just looking out over the Tyne, and the one thing that came into my mind, ladies and gentlemen? Whether or not Bette Midler was in Thelma and Louise. I kid you not, I may have shared this story before, but was Bette Midler in Thelma and Louise? I'm pretty sure she wasn't, but the point was is that I was just sitting there thinking about this while it was like 1 degree outside, as though there was nothing better or more important in the world to think about. Because this feels like one of those occasions where I should be thinking about things that are more important. I should be looking ahead to things that make more sense, but I can't, because I don't know, I think this is just another example of just being thrown into the real world, where you realize not everything makes sense. Even the things you come up with don't make much sense. But you know what? Whilst I'm on this famous movie location, I may as well just say this. Later tonight, I'll just get some, mojo back. But for the meantime, I think I'll just like some time to think in the shade. If in 5 years' time I'm going to be thinking or sitting at this exact same location, I may as well just throw myself in the time. Nah, I'm just joking with you guys, but this just seems very, very strange. I wish I could describe it, but it just something seems missing. Bit like Daniel Blake, really.